Hit that. Cool. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello and welcome to the Play World Cup. I'm Jason.
And I'm Matt.
That's right, we've got a special guest filling in this week for James as he is away in like Tokyo or something. And this week we are bringing you the second week of the playoff matches. This week this match actually in particular, we are looking at Firemint versus Zeroseven. At the moment, we're looking at Marspider, who has spawned as the Blue Terran for Firemint, and his opponent will be Flomad, who is playing as the Teal Protoss. So this is the first game of the best of three match between these two players, and it's a do or die, I guess, sort of tournament format now. So it's a best of three matches, and the one that wins will advance, and the team that loses will sadly be departing the competition.
And the team that wins gets to play the victor of Industry Veterans, which is Mike and myself, and Twisted Shield.
That's right, and we'll be looking at those replays a little bit later on. We don't want to post any spoilers just yet as to who won those games. But the map we are on, I don't think I mentioned that. The map we are on is, of course, Shakuras Plateau. And right off the get-go, we see Flomad actually scouted up the map from his base, which is something that you don't need to do on this map, as players cannot spawn in the vertical position. They can only spawn on the other side of the map.
Really? I did not know that.
Oh, really?
Okay. No, I didn't know they changed it for this season.
Yep. So this map, they're always going to be on the other side. So it's kind of handy. Can
Yeah, that's great.
eliminate one spot for you to have to scout out.
Yeah, I guess that close ground is really bad for our Zerg friends.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine it like a TVZ on this map? It would be ridiculous.
That'd be awesome. What are you talking about?
You would drop like 2 racks at the ramp to your expansion, and it's the shortest walk up ever to their expansion. 2 racks would be amazing on this map.
Absolutely. And speaking of at the expansion, Flomad right now is got his gate and his cybercore right down on his natural. So I think he's going to go for a quick second here.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like he's pretty keen to basically wall that off. He's got that little gap left between the gate, but yeah, I'd say he's going for definitely an economic opening here. And if we look across to Mars, he's got the 1 barracks, he's got the 1 gas. So it depends what he's going to do with those minerals he's banking. Whether he's going to drop some more racks or maybe go for a fast expansion himself. No, and I think there's the answer. Mars dropped a 2nd racks, so we could be seeing maybe even a little bit of early pressure coming Flomad's way.
Quite possibly. Although we've got a Zealot moving out from Flomad right now.
Yeah, making his way across the map. Going to tag the tower. I don't know no, he's going to keep going. I didn't know whether he was going to just leave him there and maybe keep pushing with another Stalker, but no, he's got another Zealot on the way.
I think it's quite a nice little trick if the Terran hasn't walled off or hasn't got a bunker and you send a couple of Zealots in. It can be a bit panic time at this point because you've usually only got 1 or 2 Marines out, so it can be a little bit dicey sometimes.
Yeah, if you haven't walled off, then you've got to be all Marine micro challenge on the Protoss just
Pretty
to try
much.
and survive.
And he's just got it on patrol in the natural there, just trying to work out when Mars is going to take his second.
Yep. So if he's eyeing off Mars's second timing, I wonder whether he's going to be dropping a second himself anytime soon. He's got a 2nd gas on the way, 2 gateways pumping out with a 3rd being built. So you might not be able to afford that expansion just yet, but if you're only going 3 gates and not 4, that means you're leaving a little bit of room to generally expand or put some tech behind it. But no Robo or Stargate yet, so I'm assuming expansion at this point.
And Mars is getting +1 attack at the same time, but he hasn't got an expansion building yet. Oh dear.
Also, a very late orbital command from Mars as well, so hopefully he's going to transfer that command center into an orbital sometime soon, just so we can start reaping those mule benefits. Because the earlier you can get those mules out on the field, the better you're going to be.
Absolutely.
And it looks like Flomad is going for just a little bit of a poke, moving across the map with some Stalkers, a Zealot, and a Sentry. And at the same time, dropping that Nexus. So I don't think he's going to try and end the game here, but just going to, I guess, put a little bit of pressure on Mars just to secure that expansion while it gets building.
Yeah, he can do a bit of damage with this.
I think he could. Mars has got a few. Oh, he's just sent that one. Just the one Zealot's gone up just to test the waters. I think Mars has enough units potentially to deal with that, especially that he's got a lot more on the way, and that wall is up.
Yep, and he just finished his reactor on his second rack, so he'll be able to get out enough Marines to hold this.
Yeah.
No problem. In fact, he's got enough now to hold it, so I would expect Flomad to kind of turn around and head home at some point, or he could just camp out there for a little while.
Yeah, maybe try and delay the expansion timing for Mars, because Flomad didn't bring a probe or anything with him, so he's not going to be planting that forward pylon to try and continuously add some pressure.
Yeah, they could always start a little campfire and get some kumbaya going on.
Yeah, that's true. Tell ghost stories or something.
Tell ghost stories. Yeah, well, that's true. There's stories about ghosts.
Actually, that probably would be a really scary story for Protoss. Like literal ghost stories. They'd cry.
Oh, here we go. Mars is moving down the ramp.
And Flomad had his units on hold position, it looks like, but no concussive shell there for Marspider. So I think if he had, the slow on those Marauders, he might have been able to pick up just a few free kills.
Absolutely. I'm not quite sure of the force field there. I think it was missed.
Yeah, one force field's not quite enough to block off that ramp. Yeah, I think it was more of a panic, like, oops, forgot about these guys, better throw down something so they don't all die.
Absolutely. Wow, so Mars has been adding production facilities, and his second is on the way. He's got 3 racks and a starport now.
Yep.
And Flomad is up to 3-gate robo and a forge, and he is going Grand Weapons 1.
He's starting that +1, but we saw Mars already had that +1 done. Yes, he has.
Yep. Yeah, he's already got +1.
Yep.
But he's had his expansion up for a lot longer, so Flomad's in a pretty good position right now in terms of economy.
Yeah, and he's got just 5, or now 6 more harvesters, so he's had that expansion up longer, and also with that minor lead in harvester count as well.
Ooh, Stargate and the Twilight Council.
Oh, we might be seeing some very sneaky tech here.
That's like having a cake and eating it too, really. That's
yeah. Because this
Let's
map...
build every tech tree.
Why not? Hopefully we'll see a fleet beacon go down or something. Maybe we'll see every unit pop out of there.
You hope for a fleet beacon every game.
You do.
Just so you can say fleet bacon.
Bacon. Love my fleet bacon. But so Flomad does have that observer out on the map now. Starting to send it around, just do a little bit of scouting. He has got the observer out, and with that Twilight Council, I'll be interested in seeing if he wants to go for a blink build, because Shakuras is like a great map where you can blink up into the Terran's base, do some damage, and then blink back out, sort of scot-free.
And as you said that, he started blink.
Oh, nice. and a Phoenix as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Flomad, though, our lovely Marspider just scanned and actually caught, just double-check that, he absolutely caught both the Twilight Council and the Stargate.
So he's caught all the tech buildings there.
Yeah, he scanned as the Twilight Council finished, so it was pretty much a money scan. So he knows it's coming. Is he going to be ready for it? Because I think the general idea is going to be that Flomad is going to try and use that Phoenix, which is finished, for a bit of vision and try and blink into the back of Marspider's base.
Yeah, I think you might be right, and he's keeping that observer over Mars's army, so he can see exactly where they are. So then, he can use that Phoenix to give the vision for those blink stalkers.
Very handy thing to do.
Very, but we looking at Marspider's upgrades, his tech lab. Unfortunately, still no stim or combat shield or slow. I think at the moment he might even have a little bit of an army advantage in terms of supply. But if he had those upgrades as well, I think he'd be in a really strong position right now.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get combat shield and stim. I mean, that's kind of the things that you desperately want versus Protoss, especially as your Marines are just so fragile. Yeah, we haven't really seen... We've got our models out. We haven't seen any Colossus yet. But once that Protoss gets the area of effect stuff out, Marines are just so fragile.
They melt so quickly.
Especially with our combat shields.
Yep. And we also see, looking around Flomad's base, he's also dropping a Dark Shrine, so we might be seeing
Really?
some sneaky
Wow.
DT action down in the back corner of that base. And at the same time, Flomad moving across the map with a whole load of Stalkers.
And he's got the Phoenix cruising around at the back of the base too.
And there we go, we got a couple, only 3 Stalkers made that blink up. Hopefully... Okay, cool. Flomad has noticed that there's only 3 there. I was afraid that all the Stalkers on the low ground were going to walk up that ramp directly into Mars's army. But no, the Phoenix there going down. Mars poking that. Flomad is gonna walk up that ramp and try and engage, maybe take out this natural. But that army is way too strong for those Stalkers.
Yeah.
Although
You can pick a few units off and blink away, and that's the beauty of blink stalkers. But
yep.
God, it's frustrating when you go for a blink up like that and only get 3 units at the top.
Yeah, that is very annoying. But he did manage to at least pick off, I think it was 2 medevacs with the Stalkers, so that's handy.
Absolutely, especially at this point in the game, because if he starts making Colossus, Mars is going to have to start making Vikings, and if you lose your medevacs at this point, it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah. But do we see any Colossus tech? It doesn't look like we'll be going Colossus just yet. Looks like he's pretty keen to stick on those Immortals for the moment.
Yeah. I mean, Immortals are really great, but against a Bio army, you really want Colossus or Storm. They're the 2 keys to absolutely destroying a Bio army.
Yep. Especially when Mars has got a few Marauders, but definitely more invested in those Marines, and the Immortals aren't fantastic against the Marines.
And Mars's army is out of position right now as Flomad comes back down to take out the natural.
Yeah, that observer giving him great vision, seeing that the army walked out across the map, and so now his Stalkers are in Mars's base doing a ton of economic damage, and Mars is forced to retreat. I wonder whether he should have Mars should have tried to force a base race here, because Flomad is already in a fantastic position now after taking out that expansion, and you know what he's going to do here? He's going to be able to shoot, just sort of scoot and shoot with these Stalkers, and as Marspider's army gets close, he'll just blink down on the low ground.
That was a really great move, because I was watching him sap in the minerals of the natural there, thinking, how's he going to get out of this? And he's done exactly the right thing well, apart from the poor 1 Stalker that's left, but he's done exactly the right thing, getting around and getting out and getting the most damage done, being very cost effective. That's fantastic play.
Yeah, definitely. And that play now has put him in a fantastic position. So not only has Flomad got his 3rd up and running, he's taken out Marspider's natural, leaving him on 1 base versus 3. So I think Flomad now is in a pretty commanding spot.
He's got the food count lead as well.
Yep.
And double the workers at this point. He's looking pretty good. And TVP is a really weird matchup. You don't really want to get into a late game scuffle with a Protoss. I think the biggest thing going for Mars right now is that lack of area of effect units that Flomad has. I think you still got a chance. In fact, if you went now, it'd probably be pretty close. But as long as he can, Dark Templars are moving out as well from the 3rd, so it's going to get nasty. Does he have any turrets out? He's got an eBay, but he doesn't have any turrets at all.
And not enough energy on that orbital. He's got almost enough for 1 scan, but still not quite enough. And oh no, Marspider losing all 4 medevacs there, moving his army out, but because those medevacs travel a lot faster than his ground army, he's lost all of them. So now in a not so hot spot now that he's lost those medevacs for support.
And Flomad's got 2-1 upgrades at the moment to Mars's 1-1.
We saw Flomad destroy his own gateway. I think that gap might have been a little bit too small for those Immortals to come out.
Oh dear. Actually, yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. I think his gaps are, but the 4 DTs are running into the natural now. No, they're running back out again. Didn't like something they saw.
Maybe just trying to be a little bit careful, just in case the scan goes down, so he only wants to lose that 1 Dark Templar, but Mars has got 30 energy on that orbital, so it's going to be another couple of painful seconds before he can even throw down 1 scan.
Raise the depot! Always in this situation, you're watching these games as an observer, you're always looking at the wall, just going, please raise the wall.
It's going to be bad news if you don't raise this wall.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Flomad should really split his DTs up
Yep.
across the bases, and he's just doing that right now. In fact, you should get one of these DTs down here to kill the tank on the high ground, because that'll make it. As soon as he scans, the tank will hit the DT like that.
Yep. And there we go. We see that one DT going down, but unfortunately for Mars, oh no, he still does have one more scan in backup, but he's got no units up in his main, and he's losing a lot of SCVs there.
Yep.
And now it looks like there's going to be a bit of an engagement in the middle of the map. I think Mars realizes how much trouble he's in at the moment, and he's going to try and maybe push forward and hopefully be able to make something of that.
He's got a pretty big army. He could. He's definitely way down in supply, but he can definitely do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, his gateway units, Mars's barracks units are going to do really good against Flomad's gateway units, but I think the upgrades for Flomad might just be able to make this attack come out in his favor, especially with those missing stim packs from that army of Mars's.
Absolutely. If he'd had Stim, that would have probably gone in his favor. Down to 4 Stalkers left after that. And this hero DT is still running around killing stuff in the main.
Yeah, one orbital goes down from one hero DT, and Mars is left with 3 SCVs, and they're throwing down the GG, and yeah, concluding that first game. So that game going to Flomad from Zeroseven. They ended up winning this match 2-0, so they will advance to next week's quarterfinal matches, and unfortunately that's all it for Firemint. So thank you those guys for playing. And
Absolutely, thanks guys.
yeah, it's been great. So yeah, we will I guess see you guys next week.
Cool, cheers.